What's up, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes? This is your boy Derek with Manning Up Men, Building It Men with Views on Twos. My homeboy Tim Mitchell. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's good, man? What's good? How you doing? How you feeling today?
And you know, it's a great Saturday. The Washington Commanders having one hell of a draft. Maybe we can stop being the laughing stock of the NFL. Maybe. What's up, everybody on both sides? Views on Twos, fan bases out there, Manning Up fan bases out there, man. We're gonna bring you a little information about MC culture, 99s versus 1% or outlaw clubs. And if you don't know, there's a difference also between 1% and outlaw clubs, and we're gonna discuss that. Me and Tim been boys since the 9th grade. That's going on about 4 years. We've been friends because we still young. Just FYI.
Absolutely.
Was it 4 years? 40?
40 years.
40?
50. So no, what? 35 plus.
Yeah, 35 plus years.
Like 14. What's ninth grade? 14 years.
14. Yep. And it was the summer going into the 9th grade. So it was,
So it was actually 8th graders.
8th grade. Yep.
Yeah, it was actually 8th grade. So 13. 14.
So even in life, in high school, I was what you would call a hothead, and Tim was more guided and made better decisions. He didn't react on emotions. He thought about the consequences before he reacted. Where my head just popped off.
Exactly.
And as we got older, we both made great decisions. And then when he joined the motorcycle set, he joined the 99 side, which was supported by an outlaw club, and I joined an outlaw club, which is not supported really by anybody. They don't, they do what they want to do when they want to do it.
Support themselves.
Yeah. So Tim, let's talk about the 99 side and touch on that. What made you join your club? And let's start with that. What made you join the 99 besides outlaw and that type of stuff?
Well, like you said in the beginning, outlaw just before I got in, outlaw just seemed like what it was, 1%ers. I was like, I ain't want no part of it because I didn't even know. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know I didn't know, what to think. My thinking was, I'm not doing that because I got I'm grown, I got a family. I'm not trying to let somebody else dictate to me basically what I could do on or off my motorcycle. That's what I thought it was.
I got you.
So the reason why, I always thought that riding with clubs was really cool. Riding with a bunch of motorcycles, a bunch of guys that had like interests. So that's why I decided to go with the 99 club. Which for almost 8 years was a good thing for me.
Okay, right. Yeah. I shouldn't say I never was a 99 because I started out on crotch rockets with the Rough Riders.
Okay.
Which is a 99, but a different type of 99 because we're sports bikes and not really cruisers. It's a whole different world between sport bike and cruisers. But I would say I started 99, which was Rough Riders, and it was cool. I still had a hot head as a 99, so a lot of people was like, "Hey, man, we ride sports bikes, man. We ain't trying to do." But there were some Rough Riders that was really rowdy as well, and so I guess I did start 99, which is Rough Riders, and then as I got older, I transitioned to a different side, which was outlaw clubs. Which you're right. When you make a decision to take the diamond, you make a decision.
So I got a question. So was Rough Riders, was they considered more of a RC or was it straight MC? Because I do know that some of the guys that were in my club, they used to be stunners. No, not Rough Rider. They used to be Stunners.
I would say Rough Riders really don't fall into any of that. They're more of an entertainment club. I say they would be an EC, where they rode motorcycles, but their main focus was based on DMX and Eve and Rough Riders,
right?
That type of thing. So I mean, they rode, man. Might be a Rough Rider listening, might be like, "Oh, you're wrong," but to me, they was more entertainment instead of motorcycle club. Now, mind you, they rode motorcycles.
Right.
And a lot of time when we went out of town, we, trailered our bikes, except for like if we were going from Dallas to Austin or something like that.
Right.
Most of the time we trailered and I would say more entertainment than I mean it's a 99, but more entertainment than MC.
I get
That's
it.
what I would say.
And you said a minute ago, somebody might say, no, that's wrong. That's why we're doing the live. This ain't no, what we saying is gold, or it's just what we're saying is this is our take on it. This is what we got from it. It's open for discussion, so you can feel free to chime in. Everybody but the trolls, but we know y'all out there too. So
I mean, no, come on and troll, because I got some comments for y'all too. Come on in here and troll with me. Tell me what you think is different. I'm just trying to tell you that my experience, it was more of a fun, let's throw a huge party, let's go to the other clubs and stuff like that, and then we'll do that kind of thing. But it wasn't cruiser. It's not where I went to. Most people can't make that transition from that part of 99 to an Outlaw, even though some try, because it's a different.
Right.
Like let's talk about how was your prospecting as a 99? Like, let's go through that. What did you do as a prospect? And did you have to prospect?
When I came in with my club, I didn't have to do too much prospect because I was one of the hey, hold on just for a second, man. Right. Can you hear my wife in the background?
Yeah, I can hear.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there watching and you want to get involved in this conversation, just shoot me a message. I'll shoot you a link and you can come on in and we can talk about your motorcycle experiences. If you're 99, if you're Outlaw, if you have an input on what we're discussing, or you want to add your 2 or 3 cents to it, come on in, send me a message. I'll send you the link and you can jump on in here and as we discuss 99 versus Outlaw and all kinds of MC information. So I see my boy Cut. I see BJ, Christian Grant. How y'all doing? Hey, man, my boy Cut, me and him both do the Outlaw. Well, used to Outlaw side. And anybody want to come in, let me know, and I will send you a link, and you can join in on this conversation. So about prospecting. What are you gonna say, Tim?
So when I first got in my club, it was like I said, it was almost 8 years ago, which I'm not in the club anymore. I got out here recently. When I got in the club, it was pretty much the startup for our chapter. There were other chapters up north, and this was the startup with the chapter here. So I didn't necessarily have to prospect when I came in, because when you start in the club, you pretty much you have to have 5 officers or whatever. So when I came in, I think it was 5 of us, 5 or 6 of us. And so again, I didn't necessarily have to prospect when I came in.
Right.
I just, came in. But I did my homework, and when I came in, I knew what it was.
Okay. So y'all was starting up a new chapter, and how was that in the area you starting to? I mean, who gave you the ability to start a chapter in ATL? I know there's protocols that you got to go through to start a chapter.
Yeah, absolutely. There is here in Atlanta. Atlanta is saturated with probably oversaturated with motorcycle clubs.
Right.
So they have something here called the Georgia Council, and it's two things that you have to do when you get a club here in Atlanta. You have to get the club approved by the Georgia Council, and
Right.
then unless you one of the unless you're one of the older clubs that are grandfathered in, you have to get a blessing from a 1% club. You
Okay.
know, meaning one of the clubs. Most of the clubs here are those that aren't grandfathered in are considered support clubs of a certain 1% club. And
Okay.
we won't, I guess we'll leave names out of it. But for the most part, most of the clubs that are recognized under Georgia Council are under this particular 1% club.
Okay. So, so the Georgia Council, is it broken into race? Because a lot of people, y'all don't know, the motorcycle set in some points are broken down into race, especially when you're dealing on the outlaw side. There are white outlaw clubs, and then there are black outlaw clubs, and then there are biracial outlaw clubs, or I should say a biracial outlaw club, which that's changing with each day. Is the 99 side dominated by one? Like, is that Georgia Council separate from, like, is there a white Georgia Council and there's a black Georgia Council, or is it just one council?
To be honest with you, I don't even know if there is a white Georgia Council. For the most part, what I was in, what I was at, or the Georgia Council, from what I saw,
Right.
it was pretty much all black. There was probably some white, but for the most part, and again, guys, these are our opinions, what we see. So I feel like it was split. You know, it
Okay.
was a white side and it was a black side. Even though there was some blacks, you know, in white clothes, whites in black clothes, or whatever, but it was still like two individual sides. So that's to your question is the Georgia Council. Yeah, all of the all of the 1% clubs, they do have a part in the Georgia Council, meaning the Georgia Council is in touch with those 1% clubs. And again, if you don't know, 1% clubs pretty much govern the bike set, and I'm
Right.
assuming that's on the black and the white set.
Right. And the thing about it, as being a outlaw club and a dominant, and we'll touch on that a little bit later also when it comes to being a dominant. The 99 set, to me, and from my eyes, looking from an outlaw set, not as a rough rider, but as a former outlaw looking at the 99 set, it was the 99 set were more built on fun and riding, and where the outlaw set is built on riding and also having fun. But at the same time, we have a responsibility to maintain the set to make sure it doesn't become oversaturated, and anybody and their mom and dad can just, start a club, and things start to happen when you let too many people into a space that really don't belong into a space. So,
Right.
and that's one of the good things that an outlaw or 1% is they, like you said, police the set to make sure that everything pretty much, I don't want to say run smoothly, because usually when they appear, people are intimidated by the 1% or by the
Well,
but yeah,
one show up, boy, them bikes start cranking up.
yeah, they were like,
They
man,
start getting out.
and like when I used to pull up, man, I want to talk to the 99s. Like, listen, man, hey man, we're here to have a good time with you, man. We're not here to, just because you see an outlaw pull up or 20, 30 outlaws pull up, we're not coming to for there to be an issue. We are coming to have a good time also. But most of the time you won't see, a lot of times bunch of outlaws pull up to a 99, there may be a conversation that need to be had. That's why we're pulling up, because most outlaws hang with outlaws. That's why you usually don't see a lot of them out at different type of events unless, they're invited. A lot of times we're invited to places to show faith that, you know, hey, we're people, man. You can talk to us. When you see us coming, you don't have to leave, or I should say used to, because I'm no longer on that set as well. But we're just two former bikers, man, that have been to 99s and Outlaws, and we're trying to give our perspective on the motorcycle set. But if you have a comment, or you want to come in, or you don't understand what we're saying, now just because I don't wear the cut don't mean no.
Disclaimer: the thoughts in the
yeah. Hey, just because, and that's what a lot of people get misinformation, that some people do change when they go 1% or outlaw, right?
Yeah.
Everybody who's in an outlaw club is not per se a criminal. Outlaw clubs, we're not a gang. We're a motorcycle club.
Yeah.
We're a motorcycle club that a lot of time get a bad rep because you want to pursue it. The police have changed the narrative on outlaw clubs so they can make them into a gang. Like, oh, if 2 or 3 people have on the same colors, now you're a gang. No, that just means 2 or 3 of us like to wear the same colors. That doesn't make us a gang. So, but the police have changed the narrative of the motorcycle club. I mean, in everything, there's bad people. It just so happens. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that just motorcycle clubs in general have a stigma above their helmets that make people just look at people that ride differently or whatever. Because, like you just said, you know, everybody that's doing this is not bad or whatever. Because you got people from all walks of life. I mean, from whatever you think the top is to whatever you think the bottom is.
Right. There's lawyers, doctors, everything.
You got people from all walks of life that love to ride motorcycles. And I feel like, you know, kind of going back to what you were saying about the ones pulling up, and I say ones meaning 1%ers, the ones pulling up to different events and stuff like that. I think, like, if you don't know, if you don't have a knowledge of what's going on, or if you never spent time in talking to any 1%ers or outlaw clubs, or if you never go to their clubhouses, or if you never get any insight or any conversation with them, then even you as a 99, you inadvertently put that stigma over the rest of the 99's heads as well.
Right.
Now, this is my perception, you know, coming from the 99 set or whatever. Even though you see a lot of times when I saw 1%ers, the way they carry themselves in most cases will make you not want to talk to them, and that's just been, you know, totally, you know, honest and frank. I mean, you see them, and because they look a certain way, and mind you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they were that way or whatever, but they, you know, you see them, and unless you knew them or whatever, you just didn't know what to expect. So I think that's another stigma that, you know, kind of hurts the community, because I know a lot of the ones that were super cool, and then I know some that wouldn't open their mouth. If you walk up to them and say hello, they still wouldn't say nothing. On the flip side of that, I know 99s that are, you know, ton of 99s that are super cool, and then I know some 99s that you walk up to them and say something, they still look at you, you know, like they're crazy, because it's just something about when they put them cuts or that vest on, you know, they just feel like this is not all of them. Some of them, they just feel like they are at a certain level that they don't have to engage and stuff like that, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, my thing's always been, hey, y'all, we all human. We you know, we all grown men, women riding these bikes or whatever. So, you know, I got bills and household just like you got. So whatever mindset that you got, that you feel like you can't talk or don't want to say anything, hey, do you over there? You know, so
Right.
I never let that deter me. Like I said, in the beginning, I did have reservations about it. You know, my club having to be blessed in under a 99%. Blessed in meaning having to get permission to function in our state or whatever. Um, my vision was kind of skewed because I didn't know what to
Right.
expect or whatever. But once I started gaining knowledge on it, I understood it.
And a lot of people get the misconception that when we pull up, we ain't getting off going to greet nobody.
Yeah.
When we pull up, it's either because we was invited or there's something that we wanted to view and see what's going on. And usually when we pull up, somebody goes and tell the host, hey man, so and such just pull up. And the host or the president or whoever is, over the thing will come out and greet the president, or should say, come out and greet the sergeant at arms, and the sergeant at arms will let you know whether or not you can talk to whoever the highest ranking guy is out there. And then once that establishment has been made, because when we pull up, we sit where we're at. I'm not someone like me. I just get up and I just go start talking to people, and the sergeant at arms will follow me because that's what he had to do. He had to follow me. So I would just go and talk to everybody because that's just the kind of person I am. Even though I am in an outlaw club, I carry myself differently than some outlaws. I am easy to approach, easy to talk to, and I will go and have a good time and talk to everybody. But those are the things people see us pull up and oh man, look at these guys, man, just sitting over there. They ain't come talking to nobody. We pull up, and then once the person comes out and says, hey, most of the time we're invited, they'll come out and say, hey, we've got your section already in there. Because one thing you guys may not know about outlaw motorcycles, when they come to an event, we don't pay. We don't pay. Now we go in there, we're going to buy drinks and stuff like that. But if there's a cover charge and all that kind of stuff, outlaw, they don't play. Now, what we will do is we will bless your party, the secretary or whatever, be like, yo, I know we didn't pay to get in, but here's so and such and so, because you're throwing an event, you're inviting us. Not that we have to, like everybody ain't gonna do that as outlaw. They don't do that. But we, especially if my chapter pulled up, we would bless whoever through the event, and then we'd come into the section that was provided for us, which 9 times out of 10 it is after the sergeant at arms has made his rounds to make sure everything's cool.
Right. Yeah, I get that. And, a lot of people don't know, in most cases, when you're talking about parties and stuff like that, as far as monetary is concerned, in most cases, and again, this is just, guys, this is just information, that we've seen, dealt with, been through while we were a part of our prospective clubs, so in most cases when 99s, when they go to parties or whatever, everybody pays. The press, sometimes VP doesn't pay, but everybody else pays. And that's pretty much just like that's pretty much a courtesy extended from whoever the party or the anniversary party is coming from. But at the same time, they also the prayers will also make sure that they petition the bar or whatever, or whatever, food or whatever like that. They make sure that the members make sure that they bless them as far as participating in purchasing their goods and services.
And the thing about it is, when I came into the set, the Outlaw Club set, I prospect for a while. And as a grown man, I work my ass off. Like I work my ass off so hard at events that people that were from out of town be telling me, hey man, come here for a second. Because you ain't got no name. Prospect, come here for a second. Man, sit down. I want you to sit down right here until your president come get you. Because damn it, you're working too damn hard. Every time I see you, you got a bag. And then he'll be trying to tell me to sit down. And I'll still be picking up stuff and moving stuff around. He'll be like, hey, Prospect. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, sit your ass down right here for a little bit. So I'd sit down for a second. And then one time I sat down. As soon as I sat down, the president came and got me, hey, what are you doing? And then I looked to the high-ranking guy who told me to sit down. And he went like this. I was like, golly. So I went back.
He set you up.
He really set me up, but he was like, hey, man, your president came and called you back. So, you know, you got 2 minutes of rest out of it. So I prospect for a while. And
your camera went down though.
Yeah, man, that thing is crazy. Oh, okay. It starts following me once I move my hands, like I throw my symbol up, then it'll start following.
We see where all the money is. His camera moved with him. My laptop, you know, it's just right there.
Yeah, so and then man, you know, I had a great time in the Outlaw Club, even though there are times when it is stressful. And there are times where you're asked, hey, man, there's some things going on, you know, don't, you know, wear your cut. But, man, my head is so hard, bro. Because anytime, it's always up to you. They give you the option, hey, man, you know, should, you know, whatever, you know, do what you got to do. But it's hot and it's up to you. And a hard head like me, they'd be like, don't wear your cut by yourself. And they'd be like, so if you guys don't know, my views on twos, he's LT. He's still LT.
Right.
And I am no longer my name because people look at me different when they find out what my motorcycle name was.
They do.
So my motorcycle name was Vicious. And don't let the name fool you because I am a cuddly teddy bear. It's I got that out of false pretenses, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. But you earn your name in prospecting, and then because you come in as a prospect, and as your brothers get to know you, or as you know, because I knew other people that were part of this club before I joined, know my history as in being in the military and stuff like that. They gave me that name. And the camaraderie is the reason why I joined the club, because the military was so close. And when I joined the club even with the prospecting, because I had to be a private in the military, it brought back that sense of togetherness that I missed from being in the military, because the difference between being a soldier or in the military and a civilian is night and day, because I don't know my neighbors. When I was in the military, I knew the neighbors all the way down the street, both ways. We were all cook together. We drank beer together. Here, my neighbor, only thing she ever told me was, please don't park on my grass. And I said, lady, this is my damn grass. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I joined Outlaw Club. Hey, man, you're not getting no sponsors with no Fresca.
Sponsorship from Fresca.
We got Fresca and Don Pepe cigars. Now, if you did it again, would you go a different way about it, or would you go the same route you went? Like, would you want to go to a club? Because your journey is different. Like, you guys are with somebody else or something, and then you wanted to start in Atlanta, or how did that work? Because I remember the story. The story was different. Then you guys started a new. Tell us how that worked out.
The club I was with started in Chicago, which is still active in Chicago. So we had a few chapters, and so my chapter started here. Something went on after a few years. Something went on in the chapter up in Chicago. So we didn't necessarily, and this is how clubs split off or whatever. We didn't necessarily agree with what went on, or how it went down.
Right.
And I think that even though if you're a national club, national being having 5 or more chapters, You need to be able to the heads need to talk or whatever. So long story short, we didn't go that route. So we actually dropped our colors, but for like almost 2 years, all of us still stayed together because we were still a club.
Okay.
So we stayed together. We didn't rock any cuts or colors for almost 2 years, and until our club under our new name got approved here in Atlanta, through the Georgia Council, which again, because because it's so overly saturated, if pretty much the Georgia Council would pretty much tell you, look, they plenty other clubs out here. Go join one of them clubs. Instead of trying to start a new club with a new name. But I think we're not a new club. We're the same club. We're just trying to switch our names or whatever.
Right.
So that would say once that happened, then I mean we had to put time in, but once we went through the proper channels that we were supposed to, um, in our opinion, it took way longer than it should have. But there's no set time for that. So we ended up being able to first rock our soft colors, which is pretty much shirts with the name on them versus
Right.
the actual cuts or the vest that you wear with your patches on. So we had to wear the soft colors for a while, and then we were initially granted permission to rock our hard colors, which again is our cuts or vests. And so once we did that, we were able to move forward and function as a recognized club. And again, here um, in Atlanta, because like it's so saturated or whatever, when you um, if you do it right, you're recognized.
Right.
Recognized meaning other clubs recognize you as a legitimate club. Now, the flip side of that is if you go about it and try to do it the other way, which is meaning,
Just
try
put
to
it
do
on
all,
and do what you
yeah,
want.
yeah, then you're not recognized. And believe it or not, they'll let other people know, hey, we do not, as a whole, we do not recognize this club.
Right.
So when they come to your parties, this, that, and the other, they are not recognized. Take that how you will, but that's what it is.
And there's some people out there think that oh, that's not real. I can start a club and nobody's going to say anything to me. Try it.
Yeah,
I would say try it, and then start throwing parties and all that kind of stuff, and then just see what happens.
that
I'm
that's
not telling you to do it.
look,
I'm just
look, I'm pointing the wrong way. That's when that's when
right,
that's when the ones come in.
right. So, like you said, there's so many clubs. For you to start another club, it has to be a special reason that separates you from the rest of all the other clubs that are already out there. Like, why do you need another um, cruiser club when there's already 50 that you can join?
Right,
And the
right.
first thing they're going to ask you is, have you talked to those clubs? Have you
Yeah,
hung around with those guys? Have you figured out if so why you want to start a new club? Oh, me and my boys, we've been riding for, yeah, I mean, you guys can do that over there, or so did you guys have to wear a support patch from the dominant?
we did. Yeah, we had the word support patch, and and to going back to what you were saying about it can be a lot to that. It can be a
Right.
lot to that because um, the the outlaw side don't always get along.
Right.
That being said, if I'm wearing, let's say if I'm wearing your support patch for your club or whatever,
Right.
and you have issues with whoever, and you say, hey, it's kind of hot right now, so move together or without your cuts or whatever, then you
Right.
you kind of need to oblige because you don't never know. And this is without going into a lot of that, a lot of the extra stuff or whatever. This is
Right.
more or less surface stuff or whatever. But if things are kind of hot or whatever, then and you're not necessarily supposed to be anywhere, don't need to be moving by yourself, then um, a lot of times then that's just the case or whatever. Um,
And the good thing
but
about having a dominant
mhm,
that if you
yeah,
do get in a sticky situation, you just make a phone call. Hey,
right,
listen, we're here. We're being pressed by XYZ. Can you guys help us? One or two things are going to happen. We're going to make a phone call or we're going to pull up. 9 times
right,
out of 10, we're going to make a phone call and we're going to pull up.
right,
So those are some of the reasons why people fall under a dominant is so you don't be pressed by other dominants. You'd be like, oh, okay, they belong to them. If they see something out of the way, and that's one good thing I can say about the Outlaw set. If an outlaw sees a 99 that falls on another outlaw out of pocket, if he's unable to address it, he will call, because a lot of times we have, even though we may be at, a disagreement, we still have open communication to where
right.
we say, hey man, your whatever was out of pocket out here, man. And instead of us doing it, we're giving you the opportunity to talk to this person or whatever you got to do. And this is what happened. And then
Or
you take that information and be like, okay, either we will, be like, whatever, bro, can't tell Michael what to do. Or we'll be like, hey man, don't be doing that dumbass shit out there. Yeah, this,
or
this, video,
or the other
this video is not for kids, just FYI.
right. Uh, the other thing to that is, I mean, we have been in another state. You know, my club's been in another state, and we pulled up at a spot, and within a couple of minutes, our prayers was getting a call from the dominant because they saw that we were there. That I guess they looked at the tags on our bikes, and they saw us. And basically, what it was, our dominant knew where we were. Our dominant, meaning the 1% club that we were blessed under, knew where we were. And we were a few states over, but they knew. They were like, hey, y'all such and such, everything good, y'all straight or whatever. And it was like, yeah, but I'm just saying, like the dominants talk,
Yeah.
and they see, when they see your support patch. And again, this is not all clubs, because there's some older clubs that can pretty much move how they want to move, because they've been established long enough that they know what protocol is, and they just move how they want to move or whatever. But again, the 99 set is pretty much governed by the 1% club, which a lot of people don't get that, but that's just what it is. You need to, if you're gonna get in a club, you need to know what's entailed in that club, and you need to know the history. Know the history of biking, of why there's difference between 1% and 99s, why different things happen, why different things going on, whatever. I ain't even I ain't even tell you. I'm kind of chasing rabbits. I ain't even tell you when I did my that saddle sore,
Right.
which I still got to turn my paperwork in. When I did that saddle sore, bro, I was coming through South. I might have told you I was coming through South Carolina, and I rolled up on some ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 12 of them, bro. I was like, and then people don't even understand what protocol that is, which a lot of people like, man, forget them, whatever, but it's still. And I had on my Beat Cancer and Ride vest, which actually looks like an MC vest,
Right.
or my patch on the back. If you're not familiar with it, at first glance, it looks like an MC patch. So I didn't just want to zoom on by him. But I'm just saying, and it was late. It was late, probably maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. When I passed them, it was
Yeah.
like 12 or 1. When I came up on them, I eventually passed them or whatever. But yeah, it's stuff like that that could potentially, which I've never had an issue, but I've heard in the past, it could potentially be a situation.
Yeah, so let's get into it a little bit. So some do's and don'ts when you run into Outlaw. So what I want people to know is don't take it personal if you go to shake a 1% or Outlaw hand and he don't shake your hand. Don't take it personal. Because if you take it personal, it may end up bad for you. If he don't shake your hand, you just keep, all right, man, just keep moving on. First thing, don't take it personal. Second, do not ever touch his back patch, ever. Right. If you ever look at Outlaws when they shake hands and they embrace, it's either to the side, on the shoulder,
and on the shoulder.
They don't never touch each other's back patch. And if you are not in that, even when we are patted down going in, usually at an event, they know not to touch the back patch, even when you're getting patted down.
Right.
So don't take it personal if 1%er Outlaw don't shake your hand. Don't ever touch his back patch. If you approach the group, like we say we're in an event and you approach the group, it's okay to approach an Outlaw group. Just do it cautiously. Don't just walk up to, hey man, what's going? Hey, Sergeant Arm's gonna stop you. Whoa, hey,
yeah.
What can I help you with? Hold on. Oh man, I just saw you guys over here. I just wanted to say, hey, all right, that makes sense. So, and then and then you move like that. But and then if you're on your bike, if you don't have colors on, then feel free to do what you may want. But usually when you approach a pack of Outlaws, they see you coming.
Right.
And somebody 9 times out of 10 has fallen back out of the pack to find out who you are. And then they will fall out of the pack. They'll slow it. The pack will keep going. They'll slow down. They'll swoop behind you to see what you're rocking. And then he'll swoop back into the pack. And then as you approach the pack, you approach it. And then when you get to the front of the pack, you look over. And whoever's at the front of the pack will give you the go-ahead. Now, if he don't give you the go-ahead, you just sit over there. Unless you got a crotch rocket and you take off. Pew, because we can't catch that crotch rocket. But 9 times out of 10, whoever came back there to greet you, so you can't get to the pack, has already given, once you get up to the pack, has already given the symbol that, hey, man, you good, you go ahead. But when you run up on the club that I was with, somebody will fall back to see what you are.
Right.
Because everybody will get the signal from the guy in the front that somebody's approaching. And then that person will fall back. Either the front person up front or the person in the back will fall back, see who you are. Then he will get back into the pack and then let you know, all right, you good. And those are just some of the things that you need to know. Hey, don't pull up on the pack, reaching, bobbling, nervous. Just get up there, look at the first person. If he gives you the go ahead, then you go ahead and pull on about your business, because there's just not just motorcycles out there now. There are vehicles out there. There's cars, trucks that you don't know are out and about that's traveling with this pack. Usually the pack has spotters and trails just in case the bike breaks down. And so you thinking, oh, it's just a pack, I'm gonna run up on the pack, but nah. They see you coming, bro. They know you coming. So just, like most outlaws, when an outlaw runs up on another outlaw club, they do the same respect. They pull up to the top guy and not to get the go ahead to go, just acknowledge it. He'll be like, yo, what's happening? And he'll burn off and then we'll just keep going.
Right.
But if you are in a club that we recognize and you burn passes, we're not going to chase you. We're going to make a phone call. Hey, listen, we were on 45. Dude on his bike came up to us, disrespectfully just blew by, didn't acknowledge anybody. And we're going to let y'all handle that.
And it's all in the form of respect, and I see, like, we there, me and you do a lot of social media, so I see a lot of guys, you see the videos about guys pulling up to a pack and zooming by whatever. Man, forget them, this and that. I get that. I get that, especially if you're independent. But this is what I'm saying. If you have done your history, done your homework, excuse me,
Right.
and know the history of it, and you know what it is, if you know what protocol is, it's just a matter of protocol. Now I've never had any issue with riding anywhere, but I have come up, because I ride a lot by myself, and
Right.
I have come up on. And it seemed like every time it happened, bro, it'd be like after 12 o'clock at night. it's super late. I'm out there by myself, and I pull up on some because I was actually headed to North Carolina one time, and pulled up on two. It was a one and and again, people say, how do you know? If you do your history, or if you on the motorcycle set, and you should know. My opinion, you should know who's out there. You should know who's in your area. You should know the ones in the area, whatever. So you should know what their patches look like, so you can recognize some.
Right.
Some you don't know.
Right.
Some you pull up on, you like, man, I can't make. I've taken a picture. I've taken a picture before and sent it to Derek, like, yo, you know this club, who's these guys or whatever. But it's more of a protocol thing.
Yeah.
Like I said,
the first thing is going to trigger you. They're going to be riding peg to peg.
Yeah, they're going to peg to peg, or they're going to be riding side by side. They don't necessarily ride staggered, like that. They ride, and then if it's more than them, it'll be them, and then it'll be somebody one in the back to basically close the gap or whatever. So, but I was riding to North Carolina, and I came up on two. And man, I was like, really? I think it might have been 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, I ride a lot by myself. And so I came up on these cats, and because I know what protocol is, but so I pulled up beside them, and it was so crazy because like both of these cats, it was a full patch and a prospect. And most cases, a prospect, the prospect because they have a P taped on their back. So I pulled up beside him, and bro, it seemed like we rode forever, and dude would never look over at me. And I was like, now mind you, it was just us three out there, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, now I know dude see me or whatever. And so I'm just riding for a while, and then he was riding, and he finally looked, and then he looked over again, and his hands on his handlebars or whatever. So he was just like, he's like, go ahead or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. So I hit it. And bro, when I tell you, like, it seemed like it took forever for them to get out of my sights or whatever. But again, now mind you, and most time unless the one is on some dumb stuff or whatever, I mean, you're pretty much cool. It's more of a respect thing or whatever. Mind you, everybody don't recognize. Everybody that ride motorcycles don't recognize, the organized motorcycle set.
Right.
So
and they don't know. They're just out there riding.
Yeah, and they just ride, and then you get into, which I ain't get to, anybody can tell me how I can ride my motorcycle. Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, if you are knowledgeable of the motorcycle set or whatever, again, it's a protocol type issue. It's not necessarily something that that you got to be fearful, whatever. And even in that, I mean, if you're doing stuff right, I mean, if you're knowledgeable of, and if you don't know, the ones pretty much know if you don't know,
right,
or whatever. So they ain't tripping or whatever. Like I said, I've never had an issue or whatever. But again, it's always that stigma out there that people just feel like, oh, it's a 1% club, it's an outlaw club or whatever, and and they feel some type of way. But you don't have to feel like that. Most importantly, ride your ride. But if you know what protocol is, whatever, then do protocol. If you don't, you just bought a motorcycle, you just outride your motorcycle, and just ride your motorcycle.
Yeah, there's been some times where if I pull up to the gas station and I'm like not really paying attention, which I should always be paying attention when I was rocking my colors, and I was at a gas station and The ops was there. They was probably, I don't know, 12 deep. And I pulled up to get gas. And they looked at me. I looked at them, thinking to myself, like, man. And then they started coming over there. I'm like, oh boy. But just 2 of them came. And I guess they might have thought I was off a little bit, because he was like, why would this dude pull up and there's 12 of us over here? But he came up by himself. Either he got a Uzi or he is off. So let's go over here. And then, they just came and, gave me the fist or whatever. And they pulled off. I got my gas and then I pulled off. It's just a show of respect on both sides, where everything doesn't have to be and sometimes, like you said, being in the Outlaw Club, you just got some people that bleed that color.
Right.
And if you are an op, you're an op. And one of the biggest things about being in, there's a whole bunch of different personalities that rock these things, and there's some that are just there to be part of something. They ain't gonna fight nobody. They ain't gonna carry no knives, no guns. They just
not clowning nobody. But did you see that video? I think I sent it to you. You probably saw that dude was walking in the store, and
just because you got it on don't mean you about it.
Yeah, just because you got on don't mean you about it, boy. And that was, long story short, the the guy with the vest on approached another guy and was like questioning him, and the dude turned around and clocked him.
Because he don't know. This dude's in a car. Yeah. He don't know what you're talking about.
And clocked him. I mean, and then when the dude got up, the dude stood up. He was like, I just want to know why you were making the turn. Without putting your signal light on.
That boy said, I'm a what's the name? He said, I don't care if you run with him. He said, if you walk up on me again, I'm gonna hit you. I was like, good grief.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. But that was one of them things where you got to stay in your lane, man. I mean, and then we too old. We too old for that mess, man. You can't be approaching nobody or just because you was upset. People crazy. You gotta let people. You gotta let people go on, man.
The crazy thing about it is, like, people think that, you're in a motorcycle set, so you probably got, people on the set, whether it's 99 or Outlaw, or they support Outlaw, or they're, a step above 99. They're not quite 99, but they're not quite Outlaw, but they rock like they, an Outlaw because they support one.
Right.
Everybody in the club is different. So like I said, some people join the club because they love the ride. Some people join the club because they love the camaraderie. And some people join the club because they all of that, but they off a little bit. They'll get down and they love this patch. And if it's between you and them going home, they going home.
Right.
There's some that just want to be out there with everybody, and so this is what I would say: if you join a 99 club or you join an Outlaw club, be who you are. Absolutely. And what I mean is, don't put on a 1%, or don't put on an Outlaw patch, or don't put on and then change, because sooner or later you're gonna have to do what you say.
Yep.
And all this time you say, oh man, if somebody says something to me, I'm gonna stand on it. Then when it's time to stand on it, your bike, you jump on your bike, and before you crank it, it's already running, and you halfway down the street. And we're trying to figure out, man, what happened to so and such and so? Man, I don't know. So I would say my number one thing, if you join any club, is just to be yourself. Don't be any. Just because you're in an Outlaw club, don't mean you got to be an outlaw or be a 1%er.
Right.
You could be joining. You could be support. You could be the funny guy. You could be the DJ. You could be the cook. But you can still be a part of the club without having to be about it, but don't come in as if you are.
Right.
And then when the chips hit the table, you the first one gone.
Right. You gonna get found out.
Right. That's when it becomes a problem. But bro, you said you was this, and then this happened, and you won't that at all. You was hiding behind the DJ booth. The DJ had to throw you out. He was trying to spin records. You was back there behind him.
Exactly. And so you really gotta and that's why, because I used to tell people, I say, yo, in my mind, I was cool before I joined this club. I'm gonna be cool when I leave this club. I was riding before I joined the club. I was riding, I'm riding now that I'm gone from the club.
Right.
So to what you were saying, you got to be you and do you 100% of the time, bro.
Right.
100% of the time. And just kind of backpedal a little bit when you were talking about the gas station. Again, if you are in a club or whatever, because you never know what another club is on, you pull up and you see, and this is just from a 99 perspective, you see a bunch of you see some outlaw club, or you see some ones that you're not familiar with or whatever. You may be familiar with them or whatever.
Right.
Man, pull up, get your gas, and get on down the road.
Right.
Most cases, they see you, but they're not paying attention to you. So again, pull up, get your gas, and get out of there. That's just what it is. Again, because the stigma of motorcycle clubs is just always the negative, never the positive. And there's so many clubs that do so much positive stuff.
Right.
So
like we get back to community. Like I didn't mean to cut you off, but the cops.
The
cop pulled me over, right? And he asked me, what do you guys do? I said, man, we ride motorcycles and give back to the community. Are y'all a Christian club? Yes. He asked me, are y'all a Christian? Yes. Right. Yes, sir. We are. We ride motorcycles and we give back to the community. And that's what we do. Hey, let's touch a little bit on old ladies. So how are old ladies different in 99 to Outlaw? Because my old lady, she off a little bit. So she fit in real nice.
Man, don't say that about my sister, man. She's just a small frame that don't play.
Hey, I'm just saying, you think you're gonna pull yours out fast, hers is gonna be way faster than yours. You be like, damn, she already got hers out already.
Right. It's pretty much it's just way different than what it is on the one side, on the Outlaw side. There you really want to get into that?
We could touch on it a little bit because everybody needs to know just the differences between so for instance,
like properties. Are you saying that?
Yeah. Okay. So at first my old lady did not, she was like property, and then when she went to an event, people kept saying stuff to her. And they're like, who you with, blah 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 blah. And she was like, damn, why they keep talking? Because she's, I don't know if y'all ever seen my wife, she's hot,
Right.
So, and then I'll be like, the PO patch is to show people who you are so you don't have to deal with that. Once they see that you're PO, there's no this what's up, sis, that's it. Other people just see a good looking woman sitting in the bar. They don't know you to belong to anybody, Right. And then and other people's like, oh, what you put their property up for? Because they don't understand that it is a sign of respect that you belong to somebody, and it's a sign of don't outstep your bounds, bro. You've been warned by her patch that she belongs to somebody. Now, if you man enough to still try to put your bid in and I pull your lips off, that's your problem. Because you was warned by the patch.
Right.
You was warned by what she told you. And then you still was like, man, the heck with Vicious. Let's see what he about. Then I pull your lips off and you mad and wonder why what happened on your way home with, not that this ever happened, swollen lips.
Right. Yeah. So
I would never.
On the flip side of that, 99% clubs do not have property of. They do not have POs. For whatever reason. Now, if you want to chime in on that, if you know, do tell. I do know that Juice said she wish she would put a PO. Juice said she is not wearing no PO vest, which that's not what 99s do or whatever. But but again, that's the difference in between in 99 and 1%ers. As far as their women or spouses are concerned. So
right.
99s just don't do it. They don't do the patches for whatever reasons. But probably for the most part, I would say that there's somewhat different protocols in 99s than they are 1%, or if I could say that opposite of the way I just said it. There's certain things that 1%ers are expected to do. 1%ers are expected, and they do, versus 99s aren't expected to or do certain things. Right. So, and this is the thing. Even though, which people, and if you can, prove me wrong or not, but in 1% clubs, pretty much when the outlaw joins that club, pretty much and there, you correct me if I'm wrong, pretty much his whole family is in that club.
Wait,
to a degree. If an outlaw joins a club, then pretty much his whole family is in that club.
I wouldn't say my whole family. So the only person that's in the club is me, right? But so outlaw protocol is family is not involved, should never be involved with incidents that have to do with other outlaw clubs. Family is supposed to be off limits. It's supposed to, it's you. I mean, of course, everybody don't follow the rules, but when it comes to outlaw and family or 1%, family is off limits. They are supposedly untouchable. I'm in the club, they're not. They support me, they, as well as the club, but they are who they are, and I am who I am. So, not supposed to be. I'm the only one in the club.
Well, let me say this. Well, let me say it differently. If you're in the outlaw club, then your family pretty much know what it is, and they support you for being in that club.
Correct. Don't join a club without your significant other.
A 99. If you join that club, you join that club. Depending on your significant other or your spouse or whatever, you join that club. They ain't join that club.
Right. So one of the things that when you was talking about on your video about, make sure when you join the club, these things, when you join an outlaw club, involve your spouse in your conversations of the club that you're joining, because a lot of we are family. Once you are intrigued and I just made up a word, I think. Once you join that outlaw club, you're hoping that your wife is in tune with the club, because you're going to spend a lot of time with your bros. Right. That's why you join the club. Right. And they got old ladies and they got family and they got kids and all that kind of stuff. So you hope that this is now your extended family, and you want your speaking of, hold on one second. What's up, babe? Hey. Do you want to get anything? Just give me like a small box and some fried taters. I like them fried taters.
There's only one box.
What's a box?
The box is 4.
Yeah, give me that and large fried tater.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, did you hang up on me? Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
As we all, do you want a drink?
Now I got drinks at the crib. Or does it come with the drink?
Right.
If it comes to the drink, then give me one.
Well, I mean, much choice.
Man, you too difficult, man.
Something zero.
A Fresca.
Tim said get a Fresca. All right. Tim said get a damn Fresca. Nobody want no Fresca. Yeah. We're on live right now talking about 99 and Outlaw clubs. So people are listening to us order. Let me get them fries, please.
Right. Beer is being difficult.
Bye. So you would hope they would be sorry everybody, we had to get that order in. You would hope that your family will be involved because now you are all family and it's your extended family because we have a lot of cookouts, we go camping, and you want your family to be involved in the events they can be involved in, but just not every event. And that's sometimes people's old ladies are there too much. And damn, sometimes it's just the bros, bro. Sometimes your old lady got to stay home. A lot of times my old lady be like, man, I ain't going this time. You go. Look, this was just her favorite thing. I ain't gonna stand around all night with y'all again.
That's pretty much what it is. but everybody has their own take on it or whatever. But like I said, you mentioned my video. The video on YouTube, this video on YouTube, thinking about joining the MC. I forget the title of it, but I said don't. Yeah, look at that video before you decide to join the MC. I think I hit a lot of good points. There are some more points that I could have hit, but that's the point of making videos. You can go back and make a follow-up video or other videos.
Yeah.
But I think it has some really good points in it, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback on the video. So
let me tell you, you think you coming in to have fun, bro? Your first, however long your prospect is, ain't no fun, bro.
Yeah,
ain't no fun.
Yeah,
let's
talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that for
work and work.
Different
and work.
Different, right? Different clubs prospect different, or some clubs just look for numbers. And I'm just touching on a couple things. I'm not going into depth. Some people just look for numbers. You prospect for a very short time. You get your cuts or whatever, and then you move forward. Some clubs pretty much drag you. They drag you in from the perspective like, if you really want this, then you're gonna do what you got to do. Right. Now, most 1% clubs are they're more strenuous as far as the prospecting situation is, because you got to earn that patch.
Right.
And there's a lot of 99s that they do a some of them that are really versatile and not just look for numbers. They want like quality people to join their organization. They'll give them a little bit to they'll put them through a little bit to make sure that that's something that they want. So again, the MC, I hear a lot of people kind of chasing rabbits. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, the MC set is changing. It's changing." I'm thinking the world is changing. Look at, and we're not talking about this, but look at college football, look at basketball, look at all the different sports, look at high school. The world is just changing. Look at all these young people that don't want to work. I mean, everything is my soapbox rising up, but there's just a lot of stuff changing. So
Yeah,
it's not
has
going
to
to be.
evolve.
Yeah, today is not going to be like it was 20 years ago. It's not going to
Right.
be like it was 30 years ago.
Right.
So you got to kind of move with the time. You keep stuff as normal as possible, or you try to keep it as close as you can to the um to what's norm or whatever.
Right.
But you still got to kind of move with the times, and and I just feel like times I mean, lack of a better term, times are different. Um, people are different. People move different. You especially got the mentality of I'm grown. You ain't telling me what to do,
Right.
and it's really, excuse me, it's really big. So that being said, yeah, the set might not be like it used to. I wasn't around 20 years ago for the set. I've only been on set, about 8, 9 years
Right.
to really understand what it is. But I will say that I did my homework. I paid attention, and I learned different stuff. There's a lot of OGs, there's a lot of people out there that give information. Whether you like the person that's giving the info or not, they do. A lot of these cats have some valid points, and I'm talking about like the different social media outlets that you look at or whatever. Again, whether you like those people or not, whether you like me or Derek or not, there's some valid points here, and
I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me.
but but there's a lot of knowledge out there, and I think that people need to understand what stuff is about. Just like just regular bike culture. And again, there I'm kind of rambling, kind of chasing rabbits, but and I'm just put this out there. I know the reason, but a lot of people don't know the reason for ape hangers.
Right.
Ape hangers came, and I'm gonna give you this tad bit. Ape hangers came from the military, and people don't know that. So look up what ape hangers for. That's the handlebars that are way up there. You look it up if you don't know.
If you don't know anything about MC culture, it's based
Yeah,
on military because those guys came back
yeah,
and they had nothing.
yeah,
They had
yeah.
nowhere to go. They had
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do. And the
Mm-hmm.
camaraderie that they shared in the military was nowhere
Yep.
to be found in the civilian sector.
Yep.
So when you come back as a soldier, whether it's through war and nobody is like-minded like you, then you start building clubs, which motorcycle clubs started.
Yep.
So a lot of the disciplines and all that stuff are based by military minds who
Right.
put you through the ringer
Right.
to make sure this is what you want. So when you become in the military, you go through basic training in AIT and they beat the brakes off you. And I don't mean mental, not just physically. I'm talking about mentally have to change your mindset from civilian to soldier, where
Mm-hmm.
you react and you don't have to think.
Yeah.
So when they come back from war, white, black, or whatever, there was nothing here for them that could put them back in the mindset of being normal because they had seen too much. So what do you have? You start clubs. I drop, Chosen Few, Hell's Angels,
Mm-hmm.
Banditos, Booze Fighters. These type of clubs, Thunder Guard and
Yeah.
Outcast, these clubs start to build because of you have nothing in common with your neighbor, but you have everything in common with this club over here because a lot of these guys are built like you.
Yeah. What's the
Not
one
all
out in
military.
What's the one
So
out in Cali? What's the one
which
out in
one?
Cali? East Bay Dragons.
East Bay? Yeah.
Yeah, like and we're leaving out some, but there's some really OG clubs out there that these guys they really paved the way
Right.
for people to ride motorcycles, and Let's just talk about Harleys for a minute. People don't even understand how, and this ain't a hate on no other brand of motorcycle, because I like a lot of different motorcycles. I ride a Harley, and but there are
It's trash.
but there are other, a lot of different bikes, a lot of cool bikes out there. Um, but we're just gonna talk on blacks riding Harleys for a sec. Back in the day,
That's racist.
yeah, it is. It was back in the day, and do your history. It wasn't, a black person couldn't have a Harley, or if you had a Harley, you got stopped, you were questioned about that motorcycle. Why do you have that motorcycle? How can you have that motorcycle, or whatever? But nowadays, there's so many different cultures that have Harley Davidsons, and so many that ride. It's just in a lot of cases, it's a it's a communication. I don't know what you would call it, but I mean, this is just the difference in Harley Davidson and other motorcycles, because it's so widely recognized. At a gas station, I could have the cleanest Honda in the area at the gas station, and somebody will pull up, they'll look at it, and they won't say nothing. I could be on my Harley at the same situation. It might not even be that clean. I might be just pounding down the road. Somebody's going to say something about that Harley Davidson, because it's a step across the hall, the aisle, step across the hallway type situation.
Right.
It brings a lot of people together. Not everybody, because you still got your ignorant people out there that, I don't care what you ride, they ain't gonna say nothing to you regardless or whatever. But it's really, people don't understand, a Harley Davidson, even though it's American made, it's a real nostalgia thing, and especially nostalgia for a lot of black people, because we understand, like, now, we have these motorcycles. There's a lot of black people that have several Harley Davidsons or whatever, and I mean, to each his own about that. But at the same time, we weren't allowed to ride them. Again, like, if you were caught with them, and I won't say caught, if you were riding one and the ops, meaning, like, prejudice people saw you riding or whatever, they want to question or do whatever. And it was just crazy, man. And you got, like, you got what was the, geez, his name was on top of my head, but anyway, one of the, for bikers, one of the most iconic American movies out there,
Right.
Easy Rider.
Right.
That chopper was built by, what's his name?
A black guy from Chosen Few.
See, what was it? Bear. I can't remember his name, but anyway, I saw a documentary of it, and I posted something on my Instagram a long time ago, where that guy, a black guy, built that motorcycle. I think there was actually two of them.
And they didn't give him no love for it.
They didn't give him no love. He couldn't go on the motorcycle set. I mean, excuse me, he couldn't go on the movie set while they were filming. Sugar Bear. Is it Sugar Bear? I want to say Sugar Bear. Don't quote me on that. I think it's
hopefully Buddha will be able to get on there, and he's trying to come in and he knows a lot of that history.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't even know that. One of the most iconic movies
made a lot of people want to ride a motorcycle. That movie.
Yeah, exactly. And a black man made that motorcycle. Built that motorcycle. Or built those motorcycles. But he could even be on the motorcycle set. He didn't get credit for him for a long time ago. Matter of fact, the white guy Jesse James said something about I think he did an interview on that. It's a shame that Buddy didn't get the recognition that he should have with that bike. And I just said all that to say, right now, You know,
there go that boy.
Right now it's a well, you got somebody coming in.
What's up,
Buddha.
brother? What's going on?
What's up, Buddha? What's going on?
Chilling. Slow motion. Slow motion. Hey, in the moment, getting my house renovated, so I had to come in the garage.
Okay.
Yeah, now I had to get on y'all topic, man, because y'all talking real shit. You know, like you said, man, you know, guys in clubs, majority of us were started by ex-military, you know, and Vic knows, I always people why you want to come and join the club. You know, it's all brotherhood. It's something more than that. I hate saying that reason because it's more generic.
Right.
You know, if you say, hey, I grew up without sisters and brothers, like our father in our club, you know, he didn't have no sisters and brothers. So that's why he started Chosen Few, you know, to build that family, you know. But then a lot of brothers, they get away from the family stuff and it's more, I'm from LA. So you're not just riding motorcycles, you game banging and riding motorcycles. You know, it's kind of that thing. But the core of brothers joining the military and motorcycle club is for that family. A brother, I can call you 2-3 o'clock in the morning. You gonna get out of your bed, off your woman, and come bring me a gas because I'm stranded in the middle of no goddamn where.
Right.
You know? And that's all what we want. You know, some people do it for other reasons, whatever. But that's what it's about. You know, like me and Derek, we've been shit. When did I meet you? What, 97, 98?
No, 99 when I came to Colorado, 99, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we was in the Army together. Then whatever I did, I was like, hey, I'm gonna bring my boy, come over here and fuck with me and do that. You know, but that's that family.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what the main purpose of the motorcycle history, the right down to the nitty gritty. That's what it's all about. And a lot of us that was military, that's what we know. You know,
because like I was telling them, once you're in the military and you get out, it's different because people. When we're in the military, man, we did everything together. Tim, when I tell you, we ate together, we partied together, and then when you become a civilian, man, nobody really messing with you like that. They ain't trying to come over to your house for a cookout. If you say Friday, you know, Thursday, we're gonna have a cookout Friday night, man, them soldiers is coming because you're their family. They don't have they're away from their family. They're in Colorado. And I mean, everybody from Colorado, but you had to build a family away from everybody else. And that's the same thing with the motorcycle set.
Yeah. Right. You know, and different soldiers nowadays are different from when we was in, you know, and, you know, we wanted to get off of work and go barbecue and, you know, just do parties and all that kind of stuff, you know, just have fun, build that, you know?
Yeah. So, we were just saying stuff is changing, you know, like people changing, times is changing and stuff like that. Because I wasn't in the military, but we grew up in the military town. You know, there was Air Force. So I remember, you know, a lot of times we used to go on the military base, like he said, you know, all the parents knew each other all the way down the street, you know, this way and that way or whatever. So, you know, hey, you know, such live on Building Street, such live on whatever street, you know, and that was just it. So I could see that, even though I'm from a small town, you know, Goldsboro, whatever, small community, everybody knew each other, but still, like when I would go on base, it was like a different culture because
it is.
Everybody knew each other, everybody, you know, kind of rocked with each other.
Yeah.
Hey, Buddha, what would you consider Rough Riders?
Rough Riders,
entertainment.
It was entertainment. Back when I joined, you know, when it was at the height of everything.
Right.
You know, and he was riding sport bikes and all that. But it may be a part of a corporation or the Rough Rider brand, but we made it into a family.
Right.
You know, I say my chapters or whatever that was 10, 15 years, 20 years ago down there.
Yeah, that was
long ago. Longer than that, Buddha. You old, sir. Longer than that.
Yeah, I'm just long time. You know, because I brought Rough Riders here to Colorado way back. You know, and yeah, man, you know, in my chapters, whatever I did, I would try to bring in a family aspect. You know, even now at our clubhouse, you know, we do family days. You know, come here, bring your kids, we barbecue them, we get the bounce house, you know, all that, you know, and it was not just motorcycles, it was for the family. You know, we do it for fights and all that. Like, okay, Saturday's my grandson's birthday, I'm doing that at my clubhouse.
Okay.
House, and all the bros, bring your kids, whoop, whoop, you know, don't pay for nothing. This is what it is. And that's what I always wanted to bring was family.
Right.
You know?
And that's one of the conversations we had that old ladies, when you join an Outlaw club, you discuss it with your old lady to let her know, hey, this is what I'm doing, because you want her to be a part of this journey. So once then like I said, she becomes a family. Now we're a family. We're not just a club, we're a family.
Right.
And she's entrenched in the family. And we also had a conversation. Tim was asking about, families are supposed to be off limits, right?
Right.
When there's beef with another, family is supposed to be off. Everybody's not going to follow that because, that's just how it is. But family are off limits, and they don't join the club; they join the family. I'm in the club; they're just part of the family. So, those are some of the things that we're trying to teach on them.
We don't. Ain't nobody gonna mess with your lady. Casey. Ain't nobody mess with that sucker. She get to reach her hand in that purse. There's a wrap.
No, in that boot, she stick no fingers down that boot.
No, that's true. That's totally true, bro. Because like when Derek came up here a couple years ago, and then when my wife Leah met his, and it was like, hey, you and Derek tight? Me and Case gonna get tight.
Man, they were like they were sisters from the jump. I was like, man.
But that's that. Derek been my boy for all these years. My wife, and it just builds that extended family.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We get that. Yeah, man. So Boulder, we was just talking about like right before you came in. Harley is like really a nostalgic piece of machinery or whatever, and which it allows you to cross the aisle,
right.
As far as like more people, it's recognized, and people that normally wouldn't say something to you will say something.
Right.
Do you find that be the case a lot?
I find that too. Like you could be in a store and somebody see you get off your bike or whatever like that, and they'll be, hey, how you doing? You could be in small town wherever. That Harley or that I said Harley, is that common for everybody.
Yeah, that's what we ride. It's the most recognized.
Yeah, but back in the day, cats. If you look at the old bikes, was on Triumphs and BSAs and all that. It wasn't on Harleys, but it just became more nostalgic when the cats came back from World War II because that was easy. I think they were buying motorcycles like $200. That was war surplus. And then that brand became because American Club, American clubs have American Bike. Then it reached out across the world. All the major diamond clubs or outlaw clubs ride Harleys or Indians. And some don't even want Victories, but Victory is Polaris. It's an American made bike.
Polaris.
So and that is that. What do you call it? An icebreaker. You meet somebody, hey man, what kind of bike you got?
Right, exactly.
Cat would never say nothing to you.
Yeah.
Even little kids, you ride down the street, little kids waving at you, hey, rev it up. What we always do? We always for a little kid, we rev it up or whatever.
Rev it up, give a piece.
Because remember, we'll open
that module. Hey, put it back.
Hey Tim, when we was coming back from North Carolina, the kid at the gas station, like, oh, can you start your bike for me so I can hear it? And he was like, oh.
Man, and then when you hear like 20, 30, 40, 100 bikes come through, it's like a freight train coming through, bro.
Man, they ain't that like it.
Looking at the cars, trying to see it.
Look at the cars, and all that.
Because nothing looks better than a pack coming down the road.
Bro, that gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
100 cats, rolling, in line, doing what they're supposed to do. And it really, to me, it messes up when those kids like to do in Florida. You know how they take over the streets with the Banshees and the
four-wheelers.
But that takes away that whole thing from the nucleus of what motorcycles are about.
Right.
And most people think you go to an outlaw club or 1% club, you all just thugs and want to act stupid.
Yeah. Right.
We give charities more than a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, really, nobody gives more charity than Hell's Angels. They buy thousands of bikes. Take them to homes and run on McDonald House and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
They whole brand, man, with they marketing and stuff, man. People don't understand. They're a whole conglomerate as far as all the stuff that they got going on. People don't even understand it.
I should remember my history more, but who made the bike for the movie, Buddha?
Cliff Vaughn.
Yeah.
Cliff Vaughn was a chosen few member.
Did they call him Sugar Bear?
No, Sugar Bear is another brother in LA. Sugar Bear does the long front choppers with the
that's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, but no, Cliff Vaughn, he was a member for 40-some years in Chosen Few. So what happened was when they did Easy Rider, they was looking for people how to do the bikes, and they knew on the urban set that we was customizing bikes.
Right.
Exactly.
That's why Dennis Hopper came down and was like, hey, matter of fact, because Cliff Vaughn was in the Hollywood chapter, he they write same circles and all that kind of stuff back in the days. And he said, yeah, we could do it. And so they made the 2 bikes, the two famous bikes in the world. Nobody knew they was made by 2 brothers.
Right.
Until
they finally made the video about it.
They finally made the video. And,
Mm-hmm.
because back then, Sugar Bear was the first black dude that was ever on a chopper bike. I mean, on a magazine cover.
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't, and a lot of people, a lot of clubs back then, they didn't want to put him on there because this is our shit. Back in the day, bro, you could look at a magazine and it'll have bike swastikas and all that kind of stuff in the bikes.
Yep.
And but Sugar Bear was the first brother. Excuse me, bro, about to start the saw up real quick,
So you good.
And he was the first brother that was on a biker magazine cover.
Right.
What you making over there?
You can talk. We can still hear you.
You can still talk over there.
Yeah, okay. Shit, man, we doing a floor rent. We can renovate the whole house.
Oh, that's what's up.
I'm tired of spending money on this shit. To my bike funds. No. No, but right then, so before they wanted to use Sugar Bear's bikes, but not him on it, they put a model on the bikes. He was actually the first one. And but that was a groundbreaker. And a lot of people don't know that I can't remember the brother right now. The first brother ever was sanctioned to have a Harley dealership back in the 30s or 40s.
Right.
And I can't remember.
Yeah. He was in New York one. Was he in New York?
I want to say DC? Minnesota, Milwaukee. I think it was Hardy. Okay. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. Right.
I believe it is
a big deal.
I believe
really big deal.
So,
and of course, it crosses borders,
Right.
Yeah, across the board. That's why it's such a nostalgia thing for us, because people don't understand. I mean, just like anything, when we put our hands on it or we touch the culture, then we totally changed it. Which is why, and I don't care, they can say what they want to say, why Harley Davidson is doing a lot of stuff that they're doing now.
Because they was on a decline until we started, getting in there.
And that, not just the black brothers, the Mexican brothers too, the brown brothers too.
Oh my God.
With the low rider bikes and all that. Look, we got our style.
The
Vicklas, yes.
And have y'all seen them boys across the water in China and Japan? Japan? Oh,
they do some freaky shit with there. They do some freaky stuff, bro.
Hey, you know what's crazy is
crazy, son.
The dude from what's the rap group from Cali that smoke all the weed?
Oh shit! I mean, Snoop. Ooh.
No, not Snoop, but the group
Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cypress Hill said it's crazy the California over in Japan how they have low riding bikes and they wear the Chucks and they wear the khaki pants and they wear.
They got the khakis and Chucks. I was just looking at a video this morning with some cats, man.
That's crazy.
But it's the I'm gonna just say urban as in the minorities or whatever like that. I hate using that word, but it's our style, our flavor.
Right.
Now before you have radios on Harleys, but you didn't have beats on Harleys. Now you go to Harley. Harley coming with a hell of a stereo system.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
Everything we did, we customized the handlebars, pullbacks, all that, bruh. And it's taking our flavor.
Hey, who was that one dude that had the ape hangers, but he had 2 big ass house speakers on the damn he had the 2 house speakers like this. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, oh man, they can hear me coming. I know, but bro, you got 2 house speakers in here.
I remember, bro, when I was in high school, my uncle had a car back in the day. We started putting beats in it, and they used to use house speakers and put them in the cars.
Oh yeah. I know that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's the flavor, man. We don't never want to leave something alone. We always got to freak it a little bit.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
like the fat tire,
exactly.
Now I got the fat tire on my bike.
Derek just got a fat tire on his bike.
Put a fat tire on my
32-inch tires and all that with the sweet back bags, all that.
Yeah,
just flavor. But I do love. That's why I love getting out on this motorcycle, go all over the country, and see each area have their own little different flavor.
Yes.
Me being from LA, of course, we had low riders and fast cars. But when I came in the Army, I got to see cats with donks, from Florida and Georgia.
Yeah.
That's their flavor. I'm like, okay, that's all right.
And then Houston got swingers. Them boys got them things sticking so far out. I'm like, man, that is ridiculous.
I remember when I was a kid, man. You only had the cats at Old Cali. We had them little rubber thing, little curb feelers.
Yeah, the things behind the tires.
Damn, how them brothers drive that? They drive with the trunk open with the neon lights, but that's their flavor.
Yeah, Houston got 3-foot curbs, fillers. You got to drive down the middle of the highway.
For real, man. Shit, it's hard. I bought my wife a sports car. She tear it up from the pothole. I couldn't have no swingers on my shit. Tear it up, bro. But no,
so,
man,
hey,
and I love
on this motorcycle culture. So you've been on both sides, Buddha, 99 and a couple Outlaws. What's the biggest difference you think between 99 and Outlaw?
Commitment. What we say up here in Colorado is, Outlaw bikes. We gonna ride whatever weather.
Right.
You've been to a club and you come out, it's snow on the ground.
Yeah.
But we still ride.
Like I rode to Colorado in October like an idiot.
No, it was cool though, but just going home, you had to stay an extra day or whatever.
Man, it was cold. It was colder than Santa Claus balls out there.
Yeah, it was that weekend. It was nice all weekend until he got to go home.
Oh, God.
But with that's family. That was my 50th birthday.
Yeah.
And it came up for my 50th birthday.
That's family. All the way up there. Yeah. That's
hey, look, check on my queen, right? So we riding back. When we woke up that morning, it was 26 degrees, right? So we ride and we get to New Mexico. This high point is 60. I said, "Oh, babe, we good now." It's 60. So on the way back, she's like, "Nah, once we get out of this peak, it dropped back to 30." So we're about 10 hours in. I'm frozen. I'm completely so if I'm frozen, I know she's solid ice. Right.
Exactly.
So I'm like, man, I'm like, man. And then it started sleeting. I said, man, that's it. I pull over. Yeah. We get a hotel room. I said, "Were you cold?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, how come you didn't tell me she could stop?" Because I'm not gonna be the reason that we pulled over. Hey, we're gonna die out here.
That sounds
we're gonna die. We're gonna die out here. You rather us die out here than you tell me that you cold. Yes. I was like, oh my God.
We came from Vegas a couple years ago and it was a freak snowstorm. And we froze. Well, we got past all the snow towns. We got outside of Denver. And bro, it was sleeting and all that. And I'm like, look, we hour away from the crib. We pushing. So my wife, bro, she took my sunglasses off because I couldn't see, you know, and she couldn't get her hand back in her glove. And she was like, bro, we put it in the garage. I picked her up, got off the bike and threw her in the shower. She was like, bro, I ain't never been that close, baby. I said, yeah. But you didn't tell me to stop. She was like, no, we too close.
Yeah. So, I couldn't believe it. I just
and really, I love.
Look at the message you just sent me. I'm gonna pass out before I tap out. What about me? What about if I pass out, then we going across the field?
Yeah, for real. Man. But I mean, I love it, bro. I love it, but like I say, it's the commitment.
Right.
On a little bit of like a negative is that if you do something to a bro that's in a 99, hey, maybe that dude, if he about it, he gonna do something. But me being in the Outlaw Club, I'm gonna do something.
Right.
And that's the difference in the commitment. I will let something happen to me before I let it happen to a brother or a sister. Right. One of the wives. Yeah. You go, bro. Hey, this is what it is.
It's a problem.
And that is the difference when people say the difference between a 99 and Outlaw Club is the commitment that's so I can say that commitment to excellence.
Yeah.
So,
one of the conversations we were having is when you decide to go either way, just be who you are. Don't try to be something you're not, because like we said, sooner or later, you're going to have to prove what you say.
Later, it's going to tell you.
We talk about that through my club brothers all the time. Look, you know what? And you got some clubs that they want all knuckleheads.
Right.
Yeah.
I always want a variety. I got a dude who, cat that used to be a warrant officer, so he does the books.
Right.
You gotta, I'm not gonna depend on that dude if we gotta knuckle up. Okay, get one off me or something. But everybody have their own certain job what they meant for. And you can't have a club full of knuckleheads.
Right, because that club's not gonna make it.
No, you gotta have that balance. Just like in a marriage. If your wife is on 10, you gotta be on 5. You're gonna look at, baby girl like, hey, but we can't be on 10 all the time.
Right.
You got to have something to calm you down. It's the balance in the marriage.
Yeah, it's got to be a balance. Yep.
So I must be the 5 and she must be the 10.
Your president and your VP, just like in marriage, they got to offset each other.
Right.
You have to. And then
both can't be hotheads.
That's sergeant at arms, he's the middle person between the pres and the VP.
Yeah. And I'll tell you that too, Tim. One thing about Outlaw is the sergeant at arms, when we're out, He makes a decision. Hey man, we got to go.
Oh yeah.
It ain't no discussion. Yo, we got to go. And I'm not. I don't know if 99 to feel the same, but I never know if they got to go. But that's Sergeant Arms. When we're on the road, him and the road captain. Hey,
that's how it is. I was a road captain. You know, I Sergeant Arms. He was real level headed. And like when something's go on, he was like, hey, he'll give me the sign. Let's go. Look, and it don't look right, or just something.
Right. And that's what
I
also hate brothers that get out there and get drunk on their bikes.
Right.
Not just it's stupid because you're gonna get out there and wreck, but if you're that key member, you got to be looking at what's going on around you.
Right. You gotta be
it may not even deal with you. It could be two brothers over here drunk in the parking lot, getting into it, and another cat come out, start raining stuff around. If you don't know what's going on, bro, you caught up.
Yeah,
and that's what it was pretty much. Like whenever we got we need to go ahead and leave like before time or whatever, it was because Sergeant Arnold was always paying attention to what was going on. If he sees something going on, it's like we don't want to be in that mess. Let's just go ahead and get on our bikes and get out of here before something do transpire or whatever. So it was like, we out. Let's go.
Now if I'm home, like if we had when I was in an event at home, then I will let loose a little bit.
Yeah.
But at another event, I'm on P's and Q's.
But a lot of times you didn't because you was the president because you got to make sure everything else is good.
Right.
Yeah.
So you really can't let loose unless like on a Thursday night, y'all bros at the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Especially when you got guests coming in from other clubs, just your street dudes.
Right.
I mean, just think where your old clubhouse was, Derek, and what kind of neighborhood it was. Street dudes want to come in there and have a drink and man, you stepped on my shoes, or or they walk. What's the biggest problem in all clubs? Somebody say something to somebody's wife.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, who you are? Who are you? Whatever. And matter of fact, I got a story for you there, real quick. So Derek knew I used to bounce in the club, right?
Okay.
So, bounce at a bar. So so this dude, we did after hours in our club. Dude kept messing with my wife. She was like, "Look, man, my husband here. Don't get away from. Don't say nothing." So I walked. Hey, bro, don't say nothing to my old lady. We went to our clubhouse for after hours. So we had women dancing and doing their thing. And his brother tried to holler at my wife, talking about, "Hey, can I get a lap dance?" And she looked at me and I looked over. Come on, bro, we need to have a conversation. Told you not to say nothing to none of our women, but you kept trying to say something, and we had to do what it do. But a lot of issues happen with women who don't know their place on the set.
Right.
And cats don't know the place and they talk to the women or grab them, touch them, whatever. If they feel all women walking around, it is what it is.
So I have a story. Hey, so we was at an event.
Like you don't laugh already.
And the dude, my old lady, told the dude, "Hey man, I'm just out here standing by the food truck, just trying to get away from the situation." And she got her property up on. And she told him, and two bros come up and say, "You good, sis?" She was like, "Yeah, but this guy won't move around." And the guy was like, "Oh man, that don't mean nothing." So they called me. "Bro, don't call me. Just take care of it." So you call me, which is a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
So when I walk outside, because I'm talking to some bros, and then when I get the phone call, I just walk off, and they're like, bros see me change. They like, so they follow me. I don't know if they're following. We get outside, they about 15 of us. So I asked the other dude, "Who's the dude?" And she's like, "Well, he's the next thing you know, flip, 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 up. The only thing that people at the food truck can say is, "Get him off the food truck." They don't care about nothing else. All they said was, "Just get him off the food truck." I'm like, "Oh man, you got to go home." But I had a good time, and I had to make some life changes. Which me and Buddha, like I said, we go way back. Me and Tim go way back, and people, this is manning up, men building in men. We've got LT Views on Twos. We got Buddha out of Colorado, president of Chosen Few.
Regional.
Regional.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, you know how I was as president.
Ooh.
Just like back to the with the military, was say, bro, in the military. Remember, man, I remember I was a brand new private, and somebody's wife asked me to do something, but it's the same thing. You need that respect, She'd be like, come here, private, do something. I looked at my girl like, do I supposed to look at her? Like, no. But that's people overstepping their work.
Right.
And if you ever heard me and Derek's Army stories, we got some stories for your butt.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a story right now, Tim.
I told you, Derek. I've been telling him, you just need to tell your stories on your podcast, bro. Tim, those jokes is hilarious.
We was at this club called Metal Muffins, and there was an argument going on. You know, Buddha, he's Samoan. You Samoan or Tongan? You
Samoan, yeah.
Samoan, but they call him Runt of the Litter. Because the rest of his family is massive
monsters.
Yeah, big as bubble.
So Lika, which is his cousin, is a monster. And when I say monster, is she'll fight anybody.
Don't care, male, female.
So me and this dude is arguing or something, and I try to hit him with the two short ones, and Buddha grabbed me by the back of my shirt, right? And some other chick was there, and she threw a dirt clunk, one of them big dirt clunks, and hit me in the forehead like I couldn't see. I was like, and Lika put something on her ass. She was like, listen, she hit me with a dirt clunk. Damn, that something was about this big. I was like, what? Lika was like, pip, 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 pip. I told you it was on our side. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Lika, bro, I love her. Lika, man, hit this chick. We used to have, on military base, you had nightclubs.
Yeah.
Hit this brother one time and broke his eye socket.
Oh, wow.
Broke it.
Wow.
Hey,
heavy hand.
Wow. Another story about Lika. We were at La Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And Lika said, the cousin, I don't know who the brother was, but he was about 6'5". I think it maybe was a brother or something. Maybe, I don't know. He was tall. He was like, Lika, let's go. She said, I'll go as long as she don't say nothing else. That girl came out there, bitch, you ain't gonna do. And the big brother just went like this. He just stepped to the side like this.
Wrong answer. Yep.
Damn.
Wrong answer.
I never saw so many punches in so many different directions in my life by one lady.
For a big girl, she ain't slow.
No. And then she holding her by her ears and hitting her head on the ground, telling, I told you not to do that again. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, me and Buddha had some good times in the military.
Bro, we did. And we, in between me, him, and Tasha, we were family. I mean, bro, you couldn't tell. Hey, as a matter of fact.
And Alf, you remember Alf? Our female look like Alf.
So Tasha got her last deployment, she got blown up. And then but she used to watch my oldest daughter, while we had duty, whatever, she would watch her. And so I don't know if Derek ever told you, my daughter, she's in fashion and she designs Air Jordans. So she designed a very limited shoe, Desert Storm colors. She made it and she only made 80 of them. But she made one and gave it to Tasha. This is limited. I mean, limited. She just sold a set for like $25,000. Limited, but that's part of the family that my daughter did something good. She's thinking about, hey, when I was a kid, she used to take care of me. She got injured, she got blown up. I'm gonna take care of her too. But that's that family and all that, bro.
Man,
you got a bro over there doing some work?
Nah, my brother Cujo. He was a cook. Hey, Derek, Cujo. Remember Derek Vic?
What's up, Vic?
Yo, what's up, brother?
Nah, shit, man, chilling. What you doing? You got the microphone going and all.
Hey, I'm trying to get there, my boy.
Look, I'm always open for interviews.
You ain't said nothing but a word. You ain't said nothing but a word. Cujo, you ain't said nothing but a word. Anytime you ready, bro.
Oh yeah, we get him. So he got many talents, but yeah, he working on my house. But that's family. I'd rather pay a brother instead of somebody else.
Right. Look, now you can't pay all bros because some bros.
No, you can't. No.
You got advantage of you. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't pay all of them. They
look, they need to stand on business and stand on their product.
Man, that's a fact right there. Hey, are you going down? Are you coming down to Black Wall Street?
Yeah, we're coming. You gonna be there? We be there.
I'm going to Black. I didn't know y'all was going down there, but we'd already made plans to go down there.
Yeah. We all gonna be there. It's a Mando for a couple regions. You know, we gonna be there, have fun, party, and all that. You know, so it should be. I'm excited about going. You know. But
so
now,
the bad thing. Let me tell you the bad thing about Oklahoma. Make sure you guys travel in the morning. Don't get that. Don't arrive to Oklahoma mid-afternoon, because that's tornado time. You got to get there early, because you get there about between 11 to 3. That's when Mother Nature try to. You remember the last time we was in Oklahoma City? Well, it was storming like I don't know what.
Really?
Oh yeah. Even Sean to tell you, KC brother be like, "Oh man, make sure y'all travel in the mornings. Travel before the storm stack up on you." I need some bros right here that can do some work, because the last bro I had in a support club put my floors down. Them some bitch fell apart. He talking about there's moisture in there because you didn't put no moisture barrier in between the floors. That's why they moisture down there. You some gun.
Hey, boo.
In Houston.
Hey, boo. The Derek had somebody wash his bike. The dude washed his bike with a water gun.
Bruh, you bullshit.
That's what it looked like.
You would think he washed with a water gun, because he washed it before me and Derek met in Mississippi. And I looked at his bike. And mind you, it won't rain or nothing. I'm like, he said, "Man, I know, man."
Like, come on, man. You know, I let him make it. I let him make it. Oh, the empty set. Hey, manning up, men building men. We got LT Views on Twos. We got Buddha out of Colorado, the regional. I made it wrong. I said, bro, that boy the regional. Boy, that boy regional. That boy red.
I'm still a prospect.
What Cujo now over there? What he?
He's the chapter prez now.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you know it is one move up, the other move up. So.
Oh, let me tell you another thing about the Queen. So we go to Colorado, right? Mind you, it's Colorado in October. I mean, it's not Houston 70, 80. It's still 50, 40, 50. So I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and Uber to the clubhouse. She said, why? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, it's cold outside.
Hey, Casey, you're right.
She was like, well, we rode here. We might as well ride up there. I was like, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, Casey, like, we came on the bike. We doing bike stuff.
Yeah, we did bike stuff. Good.
Yep. Yeah.
You did not want to Uber. I was like, oh man, you might be rowdier than me.
Yeah, but that's how I am though. Like,
you know what? Some things too. My wife told me too. Hey, I'm like, look. She like, look. All right, what it is. You know.
Yeah. You know. But that's how I am though. Like, if I'm doing bike stuff, I'm like, I don't go to event. I don't go bike events.
Right.
Not on the bike. You know, if I'm doing bike, you know, I'm doing bike stuff. My wife, on the other hand, she riding lunch. No, but she'll do a good 7 hours. You know, we've been up North Carolina and up in Charlotte, so you know, from Atlanta. So yeah, she's stretching the legs out a little bit.
That's good. I mean, I'm happy. So I bought my wife a bike. She graduated nursing school, and I bought her a bike.
Nice, congrats.
Yeah, and she I mean, this is her little sporty, but she loves it. You know,
that's what's up.
But it's something that she wasn't really with. And then when we got together 15 years ago,
right,
and with the motor, and it just became a part of her too.
Yeah.
It's very once you get in it, it's very hard to put, because I was going, you know, after I got a class, oh man, I'm gonna sell my bike and all this back and forth. And then Tim said you couldn't be my friend. And then Buddha was like, what the don't I call put that thing on Facebook. Hey, Tim sent me a message, or LT sent me a message. Here come Buddha sent me a message. Man, what the fuck is going on down there?
I was like, man, what is this? Look.
Oh, that's right.
Them boys like, don't get rid of your motorcycle.
Look, I'm like, so we getting ready to upgrade. We get ready to buy a new one. Like what's going on? That's what I don't get. I'm like, man, come on, man. We can't even be friends.
Hey, you want to talk about something? It's motherfucking April, and it was snowing and shit earlier.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That place be bugging, man. Yeah, hey, that place be bugging, man.
Colorado last week it was 70 degrees.
Yeah, Colorado be bugging, man. That place is out of.
Hey,
And you
when
can
Derek
tell what's
first
gonna
got here,
happen
bro,
because they come over the mountain. You can see, something's
exactly.
coming over the mountain.
So that
It's
what
gonna
happened. We was
storm,
sitting in
whatever.
formation at the end of the day, and you just see it rolling in, and Derek be like, "Fuck, here it come." You know,
Let's hurry him get
Man.
out of here, man. Let's
man.
get out of here, man,
crazy.
because it's about to storm.
Yeah, boy. Crazy.
Let's get out of here, about to
Man,
storm.
that's crazy.
No, man.
So-
All right, LT, you coming to Tulsa also?
Yeah, yeah, that's me and him. Yeah.
Sure, that's
Yep.
gonna be it's gonna be a good trip.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
I ain't seen them bros in a long time.
Man, I know you ain't got around, huh?
Yeah, ain't only a couple gonna speak to me, so I'm good with that too.
Everybody, hey, I talk to you all the time. Man, when your boy coming back, I was like, I don't know, handle family and all that kind of stuff. So, nah, you was a solid cat, always.
Yeah.
Anything you did 100,
Right.
and did some different things and shit. Hey, you know what? You still 100 what you do.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I love it on the
Exactly.
podcast. You're doing the podcast with men building men.
Mhm.
That's hey, you can't be mad at nobody for doing something. If you're not in my motorcycle club, it doesn't matter. You still family, you still a bro.
Right.
Absolutely.
But you're doing
Absolutely.
other things to uplift men
Right.
Yep.
and are us men.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
because if you look at the way society is looking at men right now, we're attacked right now. I shouldn't say attacked, but it is an attack on masculinity.
Right.
I mean, you
Absolutely.
can't be masculine, you can't be outspoken, you got to
Right.
be, or if you say something loudly, oh, he's angry. Nah, man. I'm just, man, this is
Right.
how I grew up, man. My dad was a man.
A real man.
Men ain't men no more.
Yeah.
I want to say, I hate to say this, the younger generation, man. I was watching something other. Lil Uzi Vert was on stage with a purse, and I'm like,
Man, I saw that, bro.
Oh, it's not a purse, it's a man bag. What? No, that's a purse, bro.
that's the new thing.
Yeah, that's a
Got
pocketbook.
skirts and dresses. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We was
come on,
raised. I was born and said we was raised by men,
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
men.
You ain't wearing
Even
none
though
of
you
that.
didn't have a father figure in your house, you had uncles, you had
Yep.
cousins,
Mhm.
that were men.
Yep.
And that's
Absolutely.
one of my videos. I said this is not a knock on women, but a man can't be a man until he sees a man. So
Right.
whether it's his
Right.
coach, whether it's uncle,
Right.
whether it's the neighbor, whether it's somebody that your wife was dealing with or your ex-wife dealing with, that is a man. He can't be, just like I said, you can't play basketball if you ain't never seen nobody play basketball before.
Facts.
Yeah. Yep.
So how you going? How am I gonna expect for you to be a man if you ain't never seen a man? My dad worked hard. He never told me he loved me
Right.
until now. He's like, I love you. I do now. Yeah. I mean, I figure you did because you took care of me, but
Right.
he
Yeah,
didn't tell me until later.
We seen him.
later
Hey, these lights on. They flicking the light switch. Lights on. They look,
Right.
the air. You got something to eat, don't you? Hey, that's
Hey,
how I love
what Denzel Washington said. Where does it say I have to like you?
Yeah.
I got to put food on your table.
Right.
I got to put food on your table and clothes on your back. Ain't nowhere in there says anywhere that I have to like you. I was like, oh boy, that's how we grew up. Like my dad was my dad, and I knew he loved me by the things he did. He didn't tell me.
Right.
He never told me he was proud of me, but he came to my games. He cheered me on. So I'm like, yeah, that's got to be what love is. But now it's different. Like people are, I don't say more emotional, but are able to show their feelings more. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, but damn, there's got to be something.
But
Bull the Derek got that.
Okay, so we grew up with men not telling us the affection, but now I know I am with my son. I know you are with your son. Give him walk, give him a hug, kiss, and love you. Blah. So yeah, we've learned some things from our father figures back then, and we kind of twisted a little bit. But now the younger cats are twisting even more and making them more feminine.
Yeah. And Bull, I got this. Like I got 3 boys, and what I tell them all the time, like my dad didn't do a lot of talking. I said, so I do a lot of extra talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell them, I say, yo, by the end of the line, I said, whatever you think I did do well, I said, use that. What you think I didn't do well, add that. And by the time we get to the end of the line of our sons, and daughters, then we should have some pretty decent guidelines or whatever.
Right.
So don't look at what I didn't do. If you say I didn't do it, take the good that I did and add, whatever you felt I was lacking, add that, and then you keep it moving.
Yep,
You ain't lying, boy. They ain't do a lot of talking back then. Good God Almighty.
Yeah.
About the action.
I said what I said. You right. Hey, I said what I said. You right. You sure did. You right.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, look like we're knocking on the 2-hour mark. Buddha, it's good to see you always.
Always, fam.
LT views on
Absolutely, man.
twos. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime you guys want to do this again, we can talk motorcycle culture,
Hey, we can do it
men,
all.
all
Hey,
that. We could do every
set a time
Saturday.
Anytime you want to bring us on the panel, hey, we could do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
fun,
love to
fun,
do
bro.
it, man. This was fun. I like it.
That's
Cool.
the
I'll
best.
see y'all in a couple weeks.
No doubt. Hey, y'all
Absolutely,
be
boo.
easy out there. Hey, people out there on motorcycles, y'all be safe.
Yes, sir.
Say a prayer before you get on there.
Absolutely.
Love somebody, hug somebody. Hey, man, we're going to see y'all next week.
All right.
Peace.
All right, brothers. Peace.